Amy and I, here's Amy. Amy and I are going to talk about the babies. The vast majority of them are over here. Obviously, Chicago Hall and Gaslight Hall are now in Ontario. They're already broken, going. They look beautiful over here. I'm very happy with them. You haven't gotten either of them either.
Yeah, I went with Gas.
He trots nice.
Chicago.
He trots nice. I like those two colts. They got a clean bill. Obviously, they were x-rayed before they left, so we don't have to worry about that. Resolve Indeed was x-rayed, had a tiny OCD. We're going to pop that out, get her back going, and then get her over to Ontario. For those of you, our clients, we're going to give you an update on all the horses. I'm going to pop that little OCD out and get her back going over in Ontario. Who else in Ontario? The new filly, Woodmere Betcha. I haven't seen her yet.
I have.
Oh yeah, you saw her. How's she look?
She's good.
Yeah, is she big?
She's average.
Average. Good. So Woodmere Betcha. Danny starts back with everybody on Monday. So the two from here have already been going. The other ones have not been jogging yet. Somebody messaged me today and said, "Why haven't seen any videos from Ontario?" Just hold your horses. We'll get there. It's easy here because we have the video crew here. Plus, we broke them all here. They've been going every day here. Whereas Ontario, I kind of wanted Danny. Danny knows how we want it done. And although we differ a little bit in some regards when it comes to the work ethic, 100% in lockstep, Danny and I. So you'll probably see Chicago Hall, Gaslight Hall, Woodmere Betcha. Who are the other two?
The Trixton colt.
Oh yeah, they say he's beautiful. That
And
you weren't over there after he was.
I haven't
No.
seen him. And the Pacer.
And the Pacer, right? The Shadow Play filly. Yeah, they say they all look nice. So we'll have 6 as of right now. If we pick up an Ontario bred in Harrisburg, it'll be 7 for sure. Staying in Ontario. I know a lot of people have noticed we spend a lot of time in Ohio right now. Yes, Amy and I together have decided that. It just makes more sense for us to be here right now with all the babies, especially with everything going on. You know, what will happen in the coming years, I don't know, but each year there's parts of my life I have to pivot with. And you guys saw that the other day when I made that video about me going to Massachusetts or not going to Massachusetts. I have a responsibility here, as my wife does. And it's nice here to be able to go out in the track here and train on probably one of the best half-mile tracks in the world. It is helpful for us, and that's not taking anything away from First Line, but it is not Northfield Park. So happy with the way things are going right now. It gives us a hub here, and I guess the underpinning of all of this, right? You guys know this. The underpinning of all of this is I'm not really needed in Ontario the same way I'm needed here, right? We have the best driver in Canada, who's my brother, driving our horses, and a great driver's colony behind him. We have a world-class trainer in Harry Polton. We have a kid who does a fantastic job. By kid, he's a month older than me, I think. Dominic, one of my very good friends. His work ethic is right up there with mine, by the way.
He's hardcore.
Yeah, he's a worker, and he'll go. And the supporting staff that we have also. Dominic and Mario are going to work together this year in that barn. It's going to grow a little bit. Harry's barn is always strong and solid, and then we have Danny O'Brien and James also, if we need him to be there with the babies. I'm going to be traveling back and forth the same way I always do, but I'm going to be based right here in Ohio for right now because I just believe that there's more necessity for Anthony to be here than there is there, and that comes after not a little while. This is 2 years of discussion and a lot of stress that went into this, but at the same time, it isn't just what's best for the stable. It's what's best for our family. It's what's best for our life. It's what's best for us in general right now. Rather than me running the roads back and forth all the time to Ohio, what makes the most sense for us right now? So I still will go back and forth. I'll be in Ontario training the babies. We only have 7 of them there right now, but I'll be there training the babies also with Danny, and James will come out also, and we'll bring those to you. But I just thought it made the much more sense for me to be here doing this. So we're going to talk about the babies. Obviously, you don't know about Allie's Got Grit and the other filly out in Illinois. We don't know about the horses because they haven't got here. We did the same thing last year. We brought them back down here around Christmas time. There's no problem. I did. Jim's got tongue ties on them. Don't worry. We got them back last year and they wouldn't wear tongue ties. When we break our horses, and I say this all the time, but for you that are horsemen out there, the old school horsemen, line drive them, and we just usually get them in the cart, but from day one, they wear a tongue tie. From day one. They learn to be bathed not sponged off. They learn to be bathed, just normal horse stuff, so that there isn't a transition to any burn. Yeah, and it just silly stuff. So when you're on a farm by yourself, you go out, you break them same way we used to when I was a kid. No tongue tie. Maybe not bath them every day, just wipe them down a little bit. Whereas our horses get tongue ties on every day and get full baths every day, and that is not in any way an admonishment on the way anybody trains their horses. It's not for me to say this guy has to do this and this guy has to do that. But I did ask Jim, hey, could you put a tongue tie on these horses from day one? That would be great. So Allie's got grit, and again, another person that works his butt off is Jim Eaton. Just a great guy. I like doing business with him. He's real kind of mellow, old school, very knowledgeable horseman type guy, and a nice guy. So I'm happy to be in business with him. So Allie's got grit. This is Ali Baba's brother by Lindy's True Grit. Do you remember Lindy's True Grit? Ben Wallace raced him. Yeah. So this is Lindy's True Grit, brother to Ali Baba. It seems to be doing well. Aunt Trant, I believe. I know that's not how you say it, but this is the chimpanzee filly of Dr. Ruckers. You said she. I know how to say it. I think that might be an Aunt Trant. I think it means pretty girl. I'm not positive though. This is the chimpanzee filly of why did I do there? Hetraient. She's been doing her work well. I've been very happy. Most of the horses have. I'll let you know if there's any issue with any of them, but Aunt Trant's been doing her work very well also. Aunt Lily.
Pleasing, attractive.
Yeah, pleasing, attractive. I told you.
I want to hear this lady say it.
But how do you do that? Oh, it's Italian.
Oh, it is Italian. I thought it was French.
So did I. There you go. Aunt Lily has been doing her work very well and very strongly from day one. She is a powerful, powerful filly, and really like her. Tiny OCD found in her left hind ankle. Now, the vet wasn't worried about it, and he said it probably doesn't need to come out. But as a rule, we are going to take it out. Unless he says absolutely not, I think we're going to stray on the other side of the fence. Any OCDs that are found in our barn over the next 2 to 3 weeks, we will address them in the most aggressive way, take them all out. I just don't want them posing a problem down the line, right? They may not, they may never. There's people that just never take them out. We're going to take them all out. And Attrente.
No, I'm not saying it.
That's not normal.
I'm not saying it that way.
Okay. So Aunt Lily, it won't interfere with her at all. She's been broken jogging long before the horses. We haven't even bought the horses in Harrisburg. So all these horses that we have OCDs coming out right now will still be at par or still ahead of the Harrisburg horses when they get back into full work. Bluebird Tuxedo Hill, no OCDs found with this guy. He looked very strong the other day when you went with him. I told you, what the hills, don't fight with them. You can't fight with them in any way. I said to Amy, that's going to be a transition for Amy this year. You guys are going to keep an eye on her too. Our rule in the barn, nose to helmet when they're training. And there's a couple of people, you and Jason also, like to keep them way back and just
because we don't want to die.
No, put them right on a helmet all the time. And with the what the hills, you can't fight with them at all. So just roll them right up on a helmet, on a shoulder, plant them right there. So that's the rule here in the barn, nose to helmet. I had a conversation with somebody last year, and they said, never do that. We just always keep them 2 lengths apart. I can assure you, whoever drove your horses is not very happy about that rule. They need, when you look at, and I say this all the time, look at the sponsored stables. Yeah. Those horses, nose to helmet all the time. They need to be able to settle in a hole, not get excited, and pay attention to their work. And the best way to do that is to put them in that situation. We go through the trouble of training our babies this way all the time. Make sure that they're not shocked by anything they're going to see in a race. And that is part of it. They need to ride in a hole properly and nose down. NTH. Okay. Blue Ventura, this is a big, strong Heston Blue Chip colt. We'll likely castrate this guy at some point. He's a big boy. But he hasn't hit the pace yet. We've had the hobbles on him. Maybe paced a little bit, but I'm very interested to see what his gait looks like. He's very eager. He's a nice horse. He does everything nice on the track. I'm just eager to see him pace, and I can't wait to see him do that. Have you seen him yet? The big guy that Gloria did? No, he's nice. I've gone with him. He's nice. Cadu, there is a little bit of sickness going through the barn right now, so he didn't go out the last day or two. But he trots exactly like his video looks. Beautiful gait. Have you gone with him yet?
No.
He's got a beautiful, beautiful gait. Captain Incredible has not hit the pace yet, but will. We've had a few of these Captain Treacherous. He will in the next week or so. He's a beautiful colt. We're getting him x-rayed this week too. We'll know what's up with him. And like I said, if there's anything found, any new developments that are up, a lot of the times when you x-ray these horses earlier on, when the farms do it back in...
well, it's Resolve. The Resolve.
Yeah.
She had nothing.
Yeah, when we saw her, there was nothing. And then we came in one day and her hock was a little bit big. Sure enough, x-rayed. You could tell. It was right on the cap of the hock. X-rayed it, and tiny little OCD in there. So little things shake off from time to time. But what I want to see with the x-rays are the structures. Does it look like something is going to come off? Do we something we have to look at? Or is there a tiny little something in there? And if so, is there something we can nip in the bud? Right, this is a guy that we have a lot riding on. It's not the end of the world. I mean, if we lose our money, we lose our money. That's the game we're in, and that's what we signed up for. I get it. But is there any way that we can ensure we stay ahead of the curve with him or any other horse? And that's the plan with what we're doing right now. I'm so fortunate and happy that Mike took his time to do this. You imagine the tedious part of just x-raying every horse. That's frustrating, but I do appreciate everything he's done. And he said it's not going to be that expensive, but I hope that's not on veterinarian terms. I hope that's as far as the literal English language works. The Century Legion is the Trixton horse. I like this guy. He looks really... I love the way he moved in the field. Amy said she was worried about him. He was close to his knees, but I don't think it's going to be an issue. Amy wants to see everything look perfect. And of course, there's nothing wrong with that. But for me, I'm more looking at the trajectory of the feet. Yes, if he's a little narrow and it looks like he might bump up close to his knee, okay. The ones that really come at their knees, okay, that's a pass. But when you see the horses, they enter, what I always say, enter their gait. They come off the ground with not that perfect trajectory, but maybe just a little inward, and you're saying by the time you see a point of their knee on that head-on view, because really, that's what we're looking for in the view. How do the horses move? How do they look? Show me that head-on view. That's kind of what we're looking for. And when they enter that gate, it's perfect to see them not kind of paddle out, but kind of folded over straight. That would be great. It just doesn't happen all the time. And again, they're trotting in a field, in a grass field. And it's not ideal. It's not perfect. But it gives you an idea. And when you see the horses kind of flip it just in a little bit, just maybe fold it over inwards, you're like, that horse might touch a knee. Okay. How many horses do you see race with knee boots on? I see lots of them all the time. And some of the horses that lawmakers stood like this and never touched a knee. Not one time. Lots of horses are towed out, especially trotters, especially big trotters, and never end up hurting themselves or touching themselves. And when I saw this guy's video, I just said, I don't really care. I don't think he's that narrow at all. I think he looks nice. Yes, I see that inward trajectory a little bit, but it doesn't mean that he's going to maul himself. He might just brush up against himself, and some horses trot over perfect, do the same thing. Chicago Hall, love this guy. Love everything about these two Hall horses we got. Really like them. Cleveland Masha is the name of the filly, the pacing filly. I told you that Louis Wall come up and told me he knew everybody in this family, and she was the best looking one by far in the entire family. Nah, I shouldn't have said that out loud. That's not fair. Maybe somebody is one of the brothers or sisters like, whatever, he'll get over it. So he told me, he might have been lying to me too.
Maybe.
But he told me this was the best looking one in the whole family. And that was after I bought her. There was no selling point for her. Dancing by Myself. This is the Uncle Peter Stolen Dance. Everybody asking for pictures and videos. Don't even have shoes on this horse yet. He's going to be going this week. You said he was pretty loud in the barn. He'll likely be castrated, but we'll see. We'll see how Dancing by Myself looks. And I can tell you one thing: his mom stood like this.
Yeah, he stands perfect.
He stands pretty good. So pretty happy with that. With Dancing by Myself. Dancing in My Socks looks good. He was a Ridgeling. Did he have any OCDs?
I don't think he got done yet.
Oh, right. He didn't get done yet. He is a Ridgeling, so he's going to go get done at Dr. Brown's clinic this week. Fire and Shine. Yeah, all he does is pace. Yeah. All he does is pace. Fire and Shine is fine. She was a little sick the last couple of days. I like this filly a lot. Now, if I don't mention a horse as far as the vet goes, he may not have gotten to them yet. He's done about 10 or 12 so far.
Oh, more than that.
More than that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So he's still got to read all those x-rays this weekend and let me know. So I'm giving you a real-time update. You may have a different video next week. Foxy Seaside did have a couple little OCDs. We had them popped out. They're already done. And I apologize to my partners on Foxy. This is the first anybody's hearing about it, but this has been an extremely fluid situation. We had a truck heading towards Pennsylvania. Dr. Brown had texted me and said, I can take 4, send them right away. They jumped on the truck, gone. 2 days later, they're back in the barn. They have 2 weeks in the stall, a week in the stall, a week of hand walking, sutures come out, harness goes on. That's the rule in the barn. Freedom Hill looks very good on the track. Hot. She can get a little warm too, but she can smoke. She's fast. Gaslight Hall, like this guy too. Really, really like these two horses. Gorgeous Package. That's a filly that makes a little muffled noise, but I'll tell you what, she's got a snappy gait on the track. She's pretty. Muffled, you hear her in the stall like she's a little bit sick, but we've scoped her. There's nothing found. The dentist was saying there's something with the way their tongue sits in their mouth. Which I'd never heard of. It doesn't appear to be an issue that we have to worry about right now, but eventually, at some point, we will look at it. But she does everything nice on the track. Got a little attitude. When I went with her, I like her a lot. Joe went with the other, and said, "Oh, she's a firecracker." This one,
That's the one I had to get a ride on the
Yes.
cart and go get.
And she did nothing wrong. When I went with the other, sweetheart, did nothing wrong. Grand Slam Dio, was my top pick and is still one of my top picks. Man, she can really trot. Green Glitter, I've been working with her myself all week long. Added a lot of weight to her because I cheated a little bit because I know the green shoes that we had last year, they all are cookie cutter, all of them. Insider Trading, Flash Fly, they're all a very similar, a little different, but similar at their base. So when I was going with this filly, my memory started, she's just like they were.
Put egg bars on her.
No, we didn't have egg bar. Oh, we did behind, yeah.
Behind.
We'll put double trailers on her, but she was, we have flip-flops on her and just a normal shoe. We'll put a longer shoe on her next time. I thought she may have been a little off right front when she was going the first couple of days, but she must have jumped on her foot or something because she's been great the last 2 days. But what I do notice, she will get on the right line a little bit. Now, Mike did x-ray her, completely clean. Nothing wrong with her. So I'm a little curious. Must be her teeth, maybe.
No,
We've got to
she
get.
got hers done.
She did have them done?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why she's on that right line a little bit. Now we'll get to the bottom of it. It's when we're talking about on the right line, it's not like a racehorse where you got to put a roller burn, a Murphy blind. No, she just rides the right line a little bit. I don't know why, but we'll get to the bottom of it. Jim Baree, just a beautiful filly also. Really, really like this filly. The groups, they're going to move on those. He's a great guy. Did we do anything with this guy? He was castrated.
No,
He was castrated. He's a great guy. Really happy with this guy. He's just a big, strong What the Hill colt. He was acting a little steady in the barn. We just ended up castrating him. I get a real hair trigger when it comes to the castrations on the What the Hill. I have no problem with them, but when they get hot, they get really hard to deal with, and then they get interfering with themselves, and they make breaks, and it's just a spiral, and it's really hard to de-escalate that. So I want to nip it in the bud. If I think at all there's going to be an issue with them, I won't hesitate to castrate them. And this guy, I like him a lot, but he is a gelding now. High Hopes. I like this filly. I know she kicked the shit out of me, hurt my leg. She ever get me that day too. It's still sore. It's still sore to this day. But Amy's like, how do you like her when she did that? Because that was my fault. I tell everybody, when you're in the stall with the horses, remember, that's their house. You get kicked in the stall, that's on you. That's not on them. They got to learn to come to you, and they have to learn to behave. When they're on the cross ties, they need to behave. But when you're in the stall and you get kicked, that's on you. And it was on me. I should have known better. And High Hopes on the track, open bridle, and all she does is trot. And her attitude is coming better and better and better. We'll get to the bottom. We'll polish her up. And by the time we get to summer, I guarantee you this will be a much, much different filly. I don't play nice. I like this colt a lot. I can tell you one thing. Of all the horses we have in Ohio right now, that might be the best gated trotter we have. Right there. He has got a really, really nice gait. I'm a Trucker. This is a guy, he was he originally? And he had OCDs, right? The Rompaway Wally guy at the end? Yeah,
No,
he did.
he's in the front.
No, Lauren has him at the end on the right. He's the last horse on the right. The Rompaway Wally guy. I'm positive that horse, we had OCDs removed from his hocks, which wasn't a big deal. Dr. Keith Brown's been very fair with us. And I believe he was castrated, this horse also. So I'm a Trucker. All set for the winter. You're going to be all clean. You have OCDs and a gelding starting.
Which one already was a gelding?
Neither of them were.
Yeah, one of them was.
No, this guy was because they gelded him a week ago. And then they took him after he cleaned up. They took him and had the OCDs out of his
Oh, wait,
hocks.
you bought a Michigan bred that was
No.
already a gelding.
No, I didn't. No, the other guy was just, what's his name? I'll get to him in a second. I'm ready too. This is Cash Deal's brother. He trots really, really nice on the track. Very happy with him. Leggy, this is Compass Rose DC's sister, and she is nothing like her miserable sister. Compass Rose DC, no, she's not. Compass Rose DC was a mean female. She would bite your face off if you came near her. Her sister's not like that. She's got a very nice attitude. Mountaineer Prince is the name of the other horse, and I don't think we've done anything with Mountaineer Prince yet. Memento. I'm jumping over horses here. LT Troubadour looks great on the track. Long Tom Colt. This guy looks really nice. Manhattan Money. We did castrate Manhattan Money. He just wasn't paying attention. You know, I went through this with Blanton's Blue last year. Wait. They didn't really get over it until January. And truthfully, he reminded me a lot of him. And I said, no. Castrate that horse. Just on the track, trying to kick, goofing off, looking at the gates. Just everything you don't want a horse to do, he was doing. He was also trotting nice when he was doing his work, but also just was not wanting to pay attention. Loud in the burn, bossy. I just said, that's enough of that. So, Memento Mori is now a gelding. What? Oh, maybe he was. Mountaineer Prince? Okay, Amy got it right. Mountaineer Prince was bought as a gelding. My bad. I jumped over Manhattan Money. We castrated Manhattan Money last week too. This is a big, strong colt, and he came at us with his front feet a couple of times. He was more or less get away from me, then I'm going to rip your head off. There's two different ways, if that makes any sense to you. Some of them will like attack, where other horses it's more of a defensive mechanism, and I don't blame him, but at the same time I'm not going to reward him. And he'd done it a couple of days 1 week, and that was a little bad, and I just said, the vet was there castrating one horse, and I said, you have an extra scalp.
Who are you talking about?
Manhattan Money. That big strong guy. Yeah, beautiful gait on the track. So he's a gelding now. Melisandre, just a beautiful little filly on the track. She looks so nice on the track. Really happy with her. Memento Mori is a gelding. That's one I told you was loud and bossy and just did things wrong. He'll do them right from now on. Assure you.
I assisted with that.
Yes. Mountaineer Prince, apparently we did buy as a, says colt, but we're going to put gelding on here. He's gelding. Never Lose Felix. Did we Never Lose Felix? I don't think so. He doesn't do anything wrong. He's a sweetheart of a horse. Trots nice. Here's another horse. Stands off a little bit. He's not going to hit anywhere, that horse. What are you looking at, smiling and giggling?
Nothing.
Okay, I'm just checking. Oh, hell no. Have you gone with her yet?
I have not.
What the hell, Philly? She trots really, really nice on the track. That's the sister to Chance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's beautiful on the track. Pelican Al looks really, really good on the track. Can't wait till he hits the pace. I haven't seen him on the pace yet. I went with him the first day, maybe the first 2 days with the hobbles on. He's a beautiful horse. He's got a really nice way of moving. I was going to say gait, but I haven't seen his pacing gait yet. He's got a really nice way of moving. Resolve Indeed, this filly, I went with the other day. I think she trots beautifully, even with the OCD. So this is important that you guys understand this. Just because they have an OCD doesn't mean they're lame. She was never lame, never took a sore step, wasn't over on a shaft. But the belief is at some point that is going to bother her, and she will. And at that point, you may be down the road X. Maybe you're at qualifying time. Maybe you're at 2:10. Maybe you're at 2:05. Let's nip it in the bud right now. Let's assume that will bother her at some point. Let's help her out with that and just take it out. And that's why we've taken the OCDs out. I went with that filly herself the other day. Resolve Indeed. I like her. I think she trots really, really nice. Rose Run AJ was a Ridgeling, so we had him castrated. He'll be back going next week. Is he even back a week, 2 weeks? The big guy?
He's hand walking right now. So
so he's probably jogging. Yeah, right. Rose Run Alexandra. I love this filly. All she does is pace also on the track. She looks so nice. This is the Dancing Yankee filly. You know, I told you the other day. So the trainer of Dancing Yankee was the last guy to buy shares in Rose Run Alexander, which was a shock out of the blue. Pretty big name in horse racing. Doesn't train anymore. Runs the big farm, Varick Bloods in Kentucky now. And one of our other clients, who only owns some shares of our horses, owns horses with us, was the owner of Dancing Yankee. Now, I don't know the relationship between the two, but I know that it was so weird to hear the story. I didn't know it. I didn't know who the owner of Dancing Yankee was, and he's one of our clients. Owned him his whole racing career. And the guy who trained Dancing Yankee for most of his career is one of our other clients that also owns.
Same filly?
No, they don't. They don't own the same filly. There was no shares left in Alexandra, but he was asking about her, and there was no shares left in her. But I just thought it was so weird. Rosetta is very, very nice filly. Does everything good on the track. Happy with her. Southwind Idax. I want to go with him a few times. I like this colt. They said he's lazy a little bit. We might castrate him, but I don't want to. And he'll be in the last wave of horses to get castrated anyway. Speed of Sound. Everyone on the grounds likes Speed of Sound. Joe Gramp loves her. This is a filly that we had bought for virtually nothing, and Amy was not. She was none too happy with me when I purchased the filly, and I did like her, and I do like her. I like everything about her. She has one of the slickest gaits of all our babies. Wander Hill, love this colt, love everything about him. Westland Warrior. I said to Steve said I thought that I maybe put him on the spot when I said Steve picked this horse out. He did, but he did a hell of a job. This is a very, very nice colt. What a Lady, What a Night. That's the Lou's Legacy that we had bought out in Illinois. She'll be coming to Ohio at some point in the next little while. Woodmere Betcha is the Bet the Moon 3/4 sister to Woodmere Steel Deal that we had bought and purchased in the Maritimes. Actually, remind me, I gotta pay for her. Well, I forgot to. I told them I'd do it yesterday, actually, and I forgot to, but I'll get it done today or tomorrow. Eve St. Kemp, the last 2-year-old on our list. Have you gone?
Is that how you say
Wives? It's so great. Oh my God, Ives St. Kemp. Wives. You might have said wives. Jason Merriman. Ives. I went with the Ives horse. A what? Ives, whatever his name is. Eve? I don't know, whatever. Eve St. Kemp. Yeah, Kemp. Have you gone with Eve St. Kemp yet?
No.
I've seen him on the track. He looks really, really nice. So, what are your thoughts, Amy? Because there are some horses you went with. You went with
went by
Melisandre.
them already.
Yeah, so what horse have you gone with? You went with Melisandre.
Gymboree.
How'd you like Gymboree?
Very similar.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little
else?
snaky going the right way.
Yeah, they just gotta
Definitely.
learn. Who else did you go
I've
with?
gone
High Hopes.
Yeah.
That's nice. What's
What's
that face about?
Alexandra.
You went with her too?
In the drone day, yeah.
How was she? I like her.
Fine. And the Bluebird.
Bluebird, yes, that was the MTH horse.
The what? Oh, yeah. MTH.
Anybody else?
I jogged the Ontario bred colts.
Oh, Rick Gaslight in Chicago, yep. Felix, do you go with him?
No, I haven't gone with Felix.
You got a lot of these horses you're going to have to start going with, eh?
Yeah, no.
Anyway, those are the babies. 45. We have 45 so far. We are going to Harrisburg. I noticed the buckets. We just put them up the other day, and they're still moving a little bit slow, but it's not the end of the world. As I said, this will be a shopping cart sale for us. It is every year, just to look at what we need, what we have, and we're going to watch to make sure nothing falls through the cracks. I mean, I've already gone through the sale catalog twice now. 2 times I think on my short list of horses I'm really interested in. And again, this is predicated on what we need, what we don't have, what we're looking at. My list, that short list, is 37 horses. Much bigger list that was derived from maybe 70 or 80 horses that we're very interested in. It's not hard to whittle them down when you say, okay, how many of those do we have, whether it be trotting fillies, trotting colts, pacing fillies, pacing colts in that particular jurisdiction? How many of those do we have? Do we need another one? No, we don't. X. Do we need X? So it's not really that hard to get to 37 or 40, but there's a number of horses behind there that, although that's my short list, there's well over 100 on our list to look at on day one, and of that, there'll be some taken off, and we'll expand because we'll see something over there, see something over here, same way we always do with the sale. But make no mistake, the sale will also be driven by revenue. So for those of you out there that want to partake, I would implore you to maybe look at the bucket situation. All these horses are between 1 and 3 and 2 and 4 horses, or the premium horses, obviously that 1 horse that we will buy. So with that, I'm going to let you go. Those are all your yearlings. You're up to date on what's going on with them. I'll bring you a video 2 or 3 times a week just saying if there's any other horses we found with OCDs, if they need to go over and get looked at, get them popped out, because it is for the most part, the end of October. They'll be back going before we ever start really going with the Harrisburg horses. So with that, I'll let you go. We still got the 2-year-olds to talk about. I'll be back with them in just a second. And then I'm going to leave my opening till tomorrow. And that's not just because I want to talk about the horses that are going to race tonight. We could have an okay night tonight. I'm intrigued and interested in Spitfire. I'm going to send a message off to Ron and just say he wears his hobbles loose, but he does need to feel them. They can't just be swinging on him. He does need to feel them. So I'd love to see him race well tonight, but I have no idea what's going to take place. So with that, I'm going to let you go. I'll be back in a minute with the 2-year-olds. Take care.